I would like Adam's response to salespeople becoming extinct. And I'm going to ask Barry about that also. But first, I will say that I think some salespeople will definitely become extinct. But Barry and I came from Wall Street, and Jim Shaughnessy came from Wall Street, and a lot of my friends came from Wall Street. So we've already gone through extinction events. We've already gone through meteors crashing into Earth and killing the dinosaurs many times. So I definitely do think transactional type of salespeople are going to have a very difficult time. But that's transactional. I don't think that's going to be the case for high premium, kind of intangible, people selling intangible type of products. Those are high premium type of products where there's not a lot of velocity. And I think that human interaction, intimacy is always a premium product. So I think it really depends on what it is. If it's a high yield, high margin professional service, or example like a car, right? It's going to require that human interaction, because you're asking somebody to pay more for something that's not on a spreadsheet, right? And people are willing to pay more for human intimacy. We all do. I'm sure Barry does in your kind of human life that you'd rather see people, right? I'm certainly willing to pay more. Nancy, do you pay more for human interaction? Nancy doesn't. I already know. I shouldn't even ask her. She's going to mess everything up. She's going to mess everything up, right? But so I think that if it's a high premium type of thing, the IBM sales model will always apply. We want the best. We're going to pay the best. We're going to make sure that they're our most highly compensated employees, but that we're also not paying them enough to get rich. We're paying them enough to earn a living. So I think that the Dwayne Reed transactional type of people are gonna have a very difficult time. It's just sad, but it's true. But those are the same people who refuse to wait online at cashiers at their own stores. So I have kind of mixed feelings about it. So for them, the transactional, where there's just a lot of velocity, you can't capture that type of velocity from a human. You can't arbitrage that, right? But when it's a high premium product and a high margin product, and the company's brand is a high fidelity type of brand. In that instance, when it's a high fidelity type of brand, the way that company distinguishes themselves from a product that's more of a convenience product. Let's say the distinction between a Bentley, because my friends own, General Atlantic Partners has Bentley and Rolls Royce, right? Between a Bentley and a Tesla, even, right, is one's a high fidelity product. The Bentley and the Rolls Royce is a very high fidelity product. Their business model they can never be a Tesla. They can never be a Chrysler. It's an entirely different business model that they can't just flip a switch and hire a couple people and fire a couple people and become that. The entire integrity of the organization, the way it's built from the ground up and the top down, they're two completely different business models. One is a high fidelity, the other one's a high convenience. So I think for high fidelity businesses, they're going to be able to capture more of a premium now for the human intimacy. I think it becomes more of a premium now, almost like a valet type of thing. It's a very unusual type of thing. But if you're not that, it's going to be difficult. Barry, I talked a lot. What do you think? Am I right?
No, you're 100% right. And sometimes I think about the things that come out of my mouth and say, did I really say that? When I say salespeople are going to become extinct means like they're all dead. And that's not what I mean. I agree with you 100%. I think of a great M&A banker using a Wall Street experience that can wake up in the morning, read the Wall Street Journal, and have 3-4 great ideas that really work and make sense versus you call it transactional, which I agree, an order taker. So as somebody that managed 2 institutional sales forces in Wall Street, and you had the 80-20 rule, you had salespeople that were just order takers, and that's all they could do. There was no creativity, there was no value add, but there's always going to be room for professionals that can add value. Think of the legal profession. Real estate closings, you really don't need a lawyer to do a real estate closing. Look at LegalZoom, for example. Lawyers used to do that stuff. Accountants, now you can go online, get all the paperwork. On the other hand, you have a really difficult legal issue, you need somebody that's really good. But what technology's enabled us to do is to take things that are repetitive, pedestrian, don't require any thought process, and removed that human interaction. Look at Rocket Mortgage. I mean, it's on the mortgage lending business used to be all people pushing paper. Now you go online, a couple of clicks, you have a loan. So, but there will always be a need for humans that can actually add value in a sales or technical capacity.
I
So,
think
Adam, it's always going to be a place for you. I don't know about me, but it's always going to be a place for you.